See, this is the problem. Right when I started to film this video, automatically my phone's natural instincts, aka the settings, were to give me filters. I had to take the filter bar all the way down. Why? Like, that is the world that we live in today. And it's just strange. Like, because I feel like it's now. There was a time when, like, people catfish, men, women, but catfishing was at a standard of using somebody else's photo. Like, you didn't even use your own photos. Nowadays, the filter game is so insane that, like, everybody that you're looking at, it's like, that's not you. That's not who you are. Which is strange because whenever you're gonna go see whoever you're looking at, it's nowhere near that person. Once upon a time, uh, one of my friends, this is way back, and you have to put this into perspective. It's like a 6'2" black guy, pretty like just like a husky guy. Imagine that person using my profile photo as this was like MySpace days. And it was brought to my attention by one of my other friends. That's how I found out about this, which was it was just funny. It was a compliment, so I appreciated it. But if you're showing up to meet that person because he used my profile for his like dating profile, and I'm 5'9", white. I had hair at the time, but it's like imagine going if you're a girl going to meet that person, and I'm the one you run, or you're going to meet me, and you run into that person as a very I don't know how you explain yourself out of that situation. I don't know what the thought process was. I said it was a compliment, but also weird and funny all at the same time. Very strange. But now, girls with a lot of social media apps are just like, yo, it is insane what these filters are doing. It is just so bizarre to me. And that's the world we live in. There's so many things that are great about social media, and there's a lot of things that we're losing that are also great. And so I don't know what direction things are going to go, 10 years from now, as far as the landscape of human interaction, all that stuff, because everything's just becoming. It's almost like we're basing our lives off of whatever movies you like or are watching. You're like, that's what I have to keep up with. Nothing is based off of reality anymore, from the images to the lifestyles to the being open about human connection, because if you are honest about how you feel about things, you're demonized for it. It could cost you a job. It could cost you uh, friendships, intimate relationships, all that stuff, because people just can't handle honesty anymore. It's really unfortunate because it puts people in a position where they just have to be bland. Um, and so with this, like, I'm gonna have to go on my Facebook and Instagram and update my photos because I hate being disingenuous with people. Like, this is the Adam that we're dealing with now, so I don't want people to think like I still have my fresh shape up, which I miss, by the way, because honestly, I like my fresh shape up. Like, being bald, this is gonna sound funny. I think being bald actually really does help with certain jobs because it makes you more serious. However, kind of visualize this real quick. I'm walking up to your door. Granted, I have tattoos and everything. If I'm walking up to your door and you've never spoken to me, that could be intimidating. I could look intimidating to you. If you haven't heard me talk and you don't know anything about me, just this with tattoos, it can be intimidating. So there are drawbacks. Um, I guess that comes with everything in life. There's pros and cons. But this is also a look that I never thought I'd be able to pull off. And me being bald or having to shave my head is something I was kind of forced into. It wasn't really a thing that I wanted to do. You have to have. This is the protocol. This is how I feel about it. If you're black or you have darker skin, it sounds really strange saying this. There's like 90% of you can pull off the look. That's just the game. If you're white, you're put into a really limited box where it's like you either have to be heavy set, you have to have either a muscular body, or you have to have a round head. But even with all those profiles, you really should have a beard, because if you don't have a beard, I'm not gonna say the type of person you might find yourself looking like, but it's not ideal. It's not optimal. You gotta grow this in. If you have a baby face, you're really like you're in a bad spot. So try to keep the hair if you can. But whatever you do, do not be the person who's trying to cling to a lost cause. If you see him say you see your hair receding back, let it go. Do not cling to that. There is no hope there. That's like the equivalent of the Titanic going down and you being on the ship being like, I still think it can float. Like, no, the boat's going down. Get off, get on a new raft. It's a new situation. Find the nearest raft, or else you're gonna find yourself sinking with that thing. Like, let it go. I might be exaggerating on the level of importance or severity of the situation. I'm just saying how I feel about it. Because this is a thing. This is a thing. So I have to update my photos. Be honest with people, because a guy's version of a filter is generally, well, nowadays you can use filters, but generally speaking, it's using like some throwback photo of when they were in middle school or high school. And I was like, bro, you're a grown man now. Don't do that. Anybody, girl or guy, using photos that you know good and well do not represent what you look like. Have some confidence in yourself. Have a little faith in what makes you a person that shows up into society, and I think that was like a stutter, shows up in society and can attract somebody, or be confident interacting with people. Like, is that it should your personality should play into that. It shouldn't be purely based off of looks. And don't get me twisted. I am very egotistical when it comes to my own looks. Like I'm like, oh, I'm looking good before I get down. Is this a shirt? Is this the right shirt? Is this the right? Looks matter to me. It matters to who I'm going for. It matters to how I feel like I'm showing up to people. Like, they matter to me. I'm not gonna lie. But I also know my personality shines. So that's something where it's like, I know that can make up for a lot of things. And I think a lot of people now, like I said, they find it hard to just communicate, and communication, it's becoming like I don't even want to say a lost art, because it shouldn't be considered an art. It should be a natural thing. I guess art can be natural. But people are going to find themselves being dumber and dumber, and generations producing dumber people, because if you're not exercising your money via, or exercising your conscious, your way of thinking via debating topics, having that back and forth, and like, oh, you feel that way about something? I don't feel like, I feel a little different, but here's why. It's just now people are so sensitive and soft, you're going to find yourself being dumb. And I shouldn't find it to be so great to run into people who can have conversations. And I feel like this is like, now I'm repeating myself because I've said this before several times. So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. The point of this video was, I'm bald. And I think I can pull the look off. So I'm curious what other people think, because I think I can pull it off. But do you think I can pull it off? What is funny about my head, though, look at these veins. I got a whole free... It looks like if I get mad, or I'm like, I just got done working out, it looks like, I don't know if anybody has ever seen Dragon Ball Z, but if you have, it looks like I'm about to go Super Saiyan. Like, I'm going to the next level. Especially if it's cold outside, and My head is steaming. I need that. That's a picture I need to take because that'd be actually kind of cool. That'd be fun. But yeah, I'm actually like I'm comfortable with this. I think I can pull it off, and I never thought I'd be able to pull off the bald look. I said for when it comes to white people, I feel like we're a little bit more limited on being able to look good bald. That's just how I feel. Obviously, that's a personal opinion. I guess most things are personal opinions. Now that I'm thinking about it, so that's kind of a stupid statement. But yeah, I think I can pull it off. So I'm curious, other people's thoughts. This was a hell of a rant. Look, 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes of me just rambling. I like a good ramble from time to time. But now I got shit to do, like clean. And still wish me luck, because I'm waiting to hear back from this job. I'm going to take the proactive approach and call them tomorrow to see if anything's changed, if they have any more questions. But I swear to God, if I get that job, I'm going to be so thankful. So many people have like really good positions, and I need to stop using words like as word fillers because it doesn't sound good. But so many people are in great positions that they're ungrateful for, or they lost their sense of appreciation, which is the same thing. Because a good paying job is not something that everybody has, and some people don't even have jobs. So for anybody who's making a wage where they feel like they don't deserve it, that's awesome. Be thankful for it. You don't have to thank anybody, but I don't know, if you're a spiritual person or a religious person, thank a higher power. If you're just a person who does understand the sense of gratitude, just be thankful. Just, if there's a higher power out there, whatever, thank you. If there's not a higher power, thank you, world, universe, whatever. So I'm excited to be in the position to be one of those people who also gets to thank the universe or a higher power. And I think I do believe in a higher power because I've always gone back and forth with the religious debate for like pretty much all my life, as far as I can remember. Not as like a little kid, but from a teenager. And I think I've come to the conclusion that I do believe in God. I just don't want to put a religion to it, but I do believe in God because the real big debate is, what came before the Big Bang. And it's like, well, nothing can create nothing. But is that true? Can nothing create nothing? Or can... I'm going to sound... Let me think how I'm going to say this. The idea, if you're somebody who doesn't believe in God, like you're an atheist to the fullest, I would say this, because I've been on that side. The only reason I can say, like, I do think I believe in God. No, I do believe in God now. Just, I don't have a religion. I'm not a Christian. I'm not anything. I believe in God. Is because I feel like God came out of consciousness. And consciousness comes before a physical form. So I believe in the idea or the concept that consciousness created God, and God maybe created the Big Bang. As far as the rest of how everything plays out, I don't know how all that happened. But I feel like maybe God created... consciousness created God, and God created the Big Bang. This is my theory on it. Because that's as good of a bet as any on how this all came to be. Because I was laying in bed earlier just thinking about the idea of how insane it is that things exist. Not just that I exist, but that things exist. Things, anything exists. Why does it exist? How does it exist? It's a great question. I would hate to be on the losing side of not believing in a higher power finding myself burning in hell for eternity. That would suck. So it's like I'm not losing anything by not believing in God. And I know, obviously, pretty much all religions rely on that threat of if you don't believe in this God or that God, you're going to suffer for eternity. But it's like, it's a pretty good threat. I'm not going to lie. But I don't want to base my religious beliefs off of that fear. I just feel like if that is a thing, let me be on the safe side of that bet. Let me hedge my bets. And it's not stupid to believe in something that you can't prove, because if you could prove it, it kind of takes the belief out of it. You know, belief is all about faith, whether that's your own personal relationship with the person you're in a relationship with and you love them. It's like, I believe they're going to show up for me. I believe they're not going to hurt me. They may have hurt you in the past, but hopefully you have a sense of faith that they're not going to continue to do that to you. You know, it's kind of how faith works. So, faith is a cool thing. Faith is a binding force that helps keep families together. It's kind of the cohesion or mortar, clings those blocks together. So anyways, I've rambled on a bunch of things. Those are my thoughts. And by the way, Mom, Dad, my sister, I love you all very much. To my sister, who I haven't seen in years, I hope she's okay. And to my parents, who are getting older, I love them so much. And Mom, I know Dad's not gonna come check my Facebook, whatever, but Mom, tell Dad I love him and I love you. I am very grateful to have you guys as parents. Like, I guess you guys, well, you, Mom, especially, being as tough as you are, tested my patience. It all, like, I wouldn't want to change anything, because it's all those things have played a role in who I am today and how I am and how I think. So, yeah, I love you. And I love the people that play a role in my life, as far as giving me a sense of caring. I thank those people. So that's it. Good night, everyone.